what's going on, everyone? So today I'm going to show you a really cool method for soloing the large ancient dungeon. Alright, so the first thing we need to think about is what kind of weapons do you like to use? There's only two that we can use when we're fighting the ancient machines. It has to be either the gauntlets or the hammer. So in this particular instance, we're going to go with the gauntlets. The gauntlets that I decide to use are these ones. In order to make these weapons, you only have to be level 50, but if you want to enhance them, you have to be level 60. So there is a massive difference between enhancement and non-enhancement. So these are, in fact, the enhanced versions. Your life is going to be a lot harder until you can enhance them. I'll just give you that. So the only enhancements that we really care about are, first of all, enhancing it on the table so that it becomes enhanced. And then we want to give it some modifiers such as weapon damage. And you can also slap a bleed on there if you want. I have actually bled machines before. So that's pretty much all I do, and I bring at least 2 pairs. You want to make sure that they are fairly well, they have a lot of durability on them. If they don't, then you are screwed, because it's all you can bring into the dungeon. Another thing to remember is when we go into these dungeons, you lose everything if you die. Everything. So make sure that you actually bring in only things that you will not like rage quit with if you lose. So the first thing we need to bring is we got to bring a few yellows. Next thing is water and food. And then the next big most important thing is lots of crystals. We need a lot of energy. You only need about like 15 of these crystals or so, the green ones. So as long as you have this dungeon key, we're good to go. There we go. All right, so now all we have to do is basically run to the dungeon, activate it, and we can start our little mission. We're going to make sure we bring some of these advanced creams. Generally speaking, that's all we need. Now, there are 2 ways to do this. One is the stealth method, which is what we can do right now, where we basically stealth right to the very end, we get to the boss, and then we burn him down as fast as we can. Number 2 is to actually use this mask, the tactical guidance mask. And if we're using this mask, which I can switch to right now, we can then grab pretty much anybody that we think is a good warrior and bring them along and use them as bait against the boss. But unfortunately, we can't do that for this tutorial because I accidentally deleted one of my good warriors. So we're going to just use this mask, which is a Shadow Walker mask. You can do this without the mask, but I'm just showing you how to do it with the mask. So we're going to completely do this dungeon 100% solo, no friends, no help. Absolutely nothing, just completely by ourselves. So the first thing we do is we start making our way down towards this ancient dungeon, which is the big ancient dungeon. This is not the small one, this is the hard one. And we just run on down here. And before we get to these guys, we're just going to activate our mask. And we are then going to activate our cloaking ability. And we're going to make sure we recharge our mask with energy. And now we're all set, ready to go. So now we don't have to deal with anything. If we're going to do this solo, we might as well do it with every advantage we've got. You will see to the left here a portal. You can't take your mount in there, but you can bring an NPC. So you just need green crystals, dungeon key, yellow crystal, purple crystal, and some energy. Remember, we got a bunch of extra energy. We got our weapons. We got our creams for health. Okay, we open the portal, and just opening the portal requires a lot of energy, so we just got a lot more energy. We're good to go. Let's start looking around. The first thing that we're going to look for is either a treasure room or a key. Looks like we got a key here, and if we're going to do this solo, we are going to loot literally everything we find. So let's do it. Just always look at your mask energy, make sure you're not running out, because if we do run out, our cloak will drop. We'll have to wait like 60 seconds and we can get attacked. All right, so we got some pretty interesting loot here right away. You can see we got some mysterious gear as well as some components. We're going to loot all that. One thing I like to do is just keep scanning. It'll help you see where the chests are and which chests you may have missed. And if you see chests that are still unopened, then you know you are heading towards the right direction. The first thing we want to find is, besides the loot is like bonus, we want to find this guy. Or a version of this guy. This is the middle boss, okay? So the middle boss gives us the key. So we want to get this key right here. This key lets us go to the final boss. So we've gotten that key. We're good. Now we can head towards the final boss and actually finish the dungeon. If you can't find the middle boss, then you can't get into the room to fight the final boss. Your scanner will definitely make a large difference because it can show you which chests you have or haven't opened, which could be the difference of where the boss is or not. So now we made our way to our third chest. So now I've gotten all the loot. So now all we have to do is find the final boss. There it is. So we found our main boss room by navigating with the compass and where we picked up on the boss from. I got a little lucky there. It's not always that easy. Sometimes you'll spend a full hour in here just running in circles, and it's not fun. So this is how we do this boss. This is a very tricky fight. I would recommend looting everything first, because if it goes south, you don't want to have to like spend energy and everything getting cloaked again. So we're just going to grab all the loot real quick. Here's how we're going to fight this boss. We are going to use anything that gives us speed. So I'm actually going to pop off an exitant. You can loot this in the dungeon. That's why I didn't tell you to bring it, because you can just loot it naturally in the dungeon. It drops in almost every chest. So we're actually going to pop one, because why not? We have it. Remember, use everything to your advantage when you're in here. If you die, you lose everything. So use it or lose it. That includes better armor, better weapons, something you might pick up that's really good. Don't hesitate to use it. It might just save your life. We got our weapon on, we're ready to go. I don't know why I brought a construction hammer. Maybe I had to do some building while I was in here. No, not a good idea. So we're all set, we're ready to go. We have our bandages. So our main tactic is to always make sure that we run left or right constantly. Pump up our energy. Let's get a free shot on them here. Let's get nice and close, and we're just gonna start wailing on them. And we gotta dodge these attacks because they suck. This is a stamina. We're always looking at our stamina, making sure we have enough to roll out. Those attacks suck. We're gonna do a little spinner. We're trying to get him down to the point where he breaks his arms off and then they start to chase us. It doesn't always happen at half health, so we want to see if we can, how far we can get before he does that. There he goes. Okay, so it's game time. So now we're gonna basically keep going in a circle like this, and we're gonna try to draw the aggro from these arms, and whenever he finishes doing a laser is a good time to charge. We just get in, box, get out. That's all we do. Okay? There's the laser. Move in. Roll out. Recharge stamina. This is all we're going to do the entire time. It seems a little easy, but it can get really tricky fast, depending on how these arms try to chase you. But the reason why we're doing this is because if we sit still for too long, those arms will beat us up. You do not want to get hit with them, as you just saw. That really hurts. So it's all about trying to bait those arms to stay away so that you get a hot second to put up a bandage, which I did not get off. It'd be great if I had speedy bandage on this character, which I don't. Okay. I'm going to put another corrosion on him. Sometimes those arms will get in the way and you'll hit them on accident and it will stop your attack. And again, we're moving sideways because that screws up the AI a little bit more. Laser's coming any second. There it is. You can usually time the laser out pretty good. If you see those arms in the background charging up at all, just roll out. It's not worth taking a hit from them if you can help it. The laser will roll off you really fast as long as you're going sideways. If you think you have a split second to use the bandage and the arms are really far away, take it. Take that second and actually put a bandage on, even if you don't need it. Because the bandage will keep healing you for the next 15 or so seconds, which will maybe save your life. Again, this is not a fun area to mess around in. Just get in, do some damage. I'm always paying attention to my stamina as well. You can see that that stamina is full, which means I'm safe to push in. He's attacking, get out. I also always make sure I roll out, not move out, because sometimes I'll push right to when one of those arms are going to attack me, like that, and you do not want to get hit by one of those arms because they can do like a stutter stun, and then you'll get hit by the other one, and then they'll hit you with like a big hammer, and then the next thing you know, you are dead. Okay. And we are jumping like a jelly bean because jumping helps us stay our momentum while also moving at the same time. So we're still moving away so that the laser can't hit us, but we're also still getting our stamina back. A lot of this fight is stamina management. You can eat certain foods that will make your stamina go up faster, but it's not going to matter if you can't get in and get out fast enough. Okay, we got a lot of good hits on that one. Again, this is the absolute solo method. You can do this with or without this mask. It doesn't matter. This is just how you fight them. And we don't want to get greedy. Please don't get greedy and think you can just finish them off. Just take your time. I've done that and I've lost before. There it is. Okay. So that's how you take them out by yourself. And this is some of the best gems that you'll ever find in the game. So we got super stamina, which is pretty cool. And they'll give you a whole bunch of different variations of that. Also, it looks like, you know, the loot drop amount that you're going to get is based on like 1 to 3. So it's kind of all over the place. But most of the good loot comes off of that boss. When we open up this chest here, we get some masks. We get a bunch of resources that we're going to need for other stuff to like make things and like produce better mysterious gear or repair your mysterious gear. But mainly it's just materials and stuff. The masks that you get are random in there, by the way. And then we also got some pretty good gear. So we got a mysterious warhammer. That's cool. You know, stuff like that. So that's basically how we did it. And now I'm like barely able to move because I have so much gear on me. But that's an entire run right there. We got all this stuff came from just one dungeon run. Now we're back where we started and we can just offload this on our pet. If you want to know how to kill that boss, that's the best method that worked for me. That's all I got for tonight. Hopefully that video helped you guys, and I will catch you on the next one.